Dude, Deanne made fresh pita and hummus, and it's so good.
Wait. The new theme music. The season music is playing.
This is very heisty.
Thanks, I googled royalty-free heist.
Is that what you were going for?
Yeah.
If we did a heist, what would everyone's jobs be? I think I know.
You can't, dude. It's so insane that you would ask such a heater question.
20
Number
seconds
one,
before the music's done
at the start
I think I know the
of
answer.
this season.
Yeah.
While the music is playing.
Goddamn music. It needs a separate button. What's everybody's jobs?
Yeah, I think I already have it.
I need to think. I could think about this for the
I have
rest
the
of my
answer.
life.
I'm gonna put a bow on this one as soon as I brought it up.
I'm the driver.
Mike should drive. I hate to concede it to him, but I should. Mike should drive. I'm the only one that's worked in security. I can pick
Safe
locks
cracker.
and stuff. So
You're like the electronics safecracker guy.
Okay.
Well, I never did a safe. Okay, but yeah, I could open a house or a
hold
car
on.
or whatever.
Brother,
figure
you're
it out.
already
I have the
second
most-
guessing yourself.
I have
This
the
is
most.
not-
Safes are the
A safe
primary
is a little-
thing we need to crack.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
what if it's just in someone's apartment or the car or something? Then
I want
got
you
us
to
covered.
listen.
We're
let
doing
me
big
throw-
jobs. We're
real
doing
quick.
big jobs.
We'll
We
throw
just-
back to the last season. I want you to think about something, Bill. In Too Fast, Too Furious, Ludacris owns a garage
Yeah, I could get in.
and he fixes cars. But by the time we get to Fast 5, he's an international super thief who can crack any safe, hack the CIA, and he knows multiple forms of martial arts. So just think about yourself that way.
If I was in that universe, I could
crack a safe
access
too.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah, you're the safe cracker.
Does Ludacris fight in those?
Yes, they're in Furious 7. He has some hand-to-hand combat.
Wow, and he's good at it. He doesn't
He's
get
good.
beat up.
He's absurd. Yeah. It's played for a joke.
Oh, nice.
Matthew, you are for sure.
Wait. Tread carefully here, because I'm already
It's
pissed.
just the easiest
I know what
answer in the
Matthew
world.
is. I know
He's
what
for
Matthew is.
sure
the Danny Ocean.
He's the
distraction, the talker.
He's the face.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
I
he's
agree.
the smooth
I
talking
agree.
face.
Him with some lie or him in a disguise every other scene, like
Dude, big
waddling into the
nose.
casino. Yeah. Come
Like
on.
a huge nose, and I'm playing like Le Jaune, Je Foix. And I'm a French billionaire who has to store his jewels in this safe that Bill is currently cracking. Okay, so who's our contortionist?
Not me. I'm like the Tin Man.
Do we
There's
need
only-
a contortionist?
You can't do a heist with a smooth talker, a driver, and a safe cracker. I think we need more, right?
Yeah, you need an explosives expert as well, don't you?
Yes.
Or a guy with a gun.
Yes. Okay, here's what I think, okay? I'm going to use some of our listener base for this, okay?
Okay.
I think Brennan is probably our explosives guy, right?
Yeah, I could see that.
Seems like he could be good with that, but he's got a good bit where he's a family man, right? That's a good bit.
Yeah, that's a good character. Yeah.
I think then our muscle probably got to be. Go ahead and keep got to be a different person.
A different
might be my brother.
Oh,
He's pretty beefy.
Here's my question: do you, Bill?
Yeah.
With your known issues,
I don't know what you mean by that.
Are you the guy who kills someone mid heist?
No.
Some security guard
Gets
says.
heated.
Some security guard says.
You think my anger would get the better of me during a heist?
I'm just asking the question. I'm saying a security guard says, "Yeah, hey, listen, okay, you guys can get in the safe. Tonight the Nuggets are playing, so can I just have the TV on while you guys rob the place?" We say, "Sure, no problem." And he goes, "That Nikola Jokic is the most overhyped basketball player of all time.
Yeah.
You
he plays
fly
no
off
defense. He's not athletic.
in a high stress situation. You pull."
I certainly couldn't pick the lock with him saying that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You freak out in a high stress situation. You kill him. You shoot him.
I'm not saying I doubt I would shoot him, but I would stop picking the lock at that point. Yeah.
Wait, hang on
Right,
one second.
then we're at a problem.
Let me
Then we're at a
refresh this
problem,
page.
yeah.
I know that my audio is coming through, but I don't see the bars, and I want to make sure it's recording.
I see
I'm
your
gonna
bars.
refresh.
Unbelievable. This has been solid gold content.
You
I
see
know,
my
we're
bars?
nailing it. I
I
see your bars.
Yeah,
I see
you're
your bars.
fine. You're
Visual
fine.
glitch. Never mind. Keep it going. We're good.
Where were
you
we?
fly off the handle and you kill the guard.
I see.
No, I'm not gonna kill
Bill
anybody.
certainly being, like in every heist movie, there's
what
a
the
play.
fuck, man? What are you doing? You
There's a
fucking
scene-
killed him.
There's a scene. No, it's not like that. There's a scene in every heist movie where like somebody does something they really shouldn't do, like smacks a guy, and then there's like he'll throw a line to side, which is like, "Guess we're going to Plan B." Like that's his thing.
Yeah.
Or
y'all need everyone needs a weakness too, right? That's a staple in these movies. Everybody has like a thing that's a problem for them.
Yes.
Or the first sign is we do our first robbery that goes well, but in it, Bill's kind of rough with everyone, and so as the viewer, you're like, dude, what's up with this guy? Yeah. Like shut the fuck up. You're like, you headbutt a guard, and we're like, you didn't need to do that.
Whoa,
right?
what is wrong with you?
Yeah. And then I kind of look at Mike, and I'm kind of like, I kind of do that. If you guys see my face, imagine I'm looking at Mike, right? I go like,
kind of toss each other. Look, you're
like,
you're painting him as the Jeremy Renner in The Town.
Yes, exactly.
Where you're like, you didn't have to shoot that guy.
At one point, Jeremy Renner kicks a shit out of the guy and takes his mask off and says, "Remember my face. Come find me if you have a problem." Right?
Yeah,
like,
that's very
absolutely maniac. I think that happens in the first heist, and then in the second heist, you kill a guy for saying Nikola Jokic is overhyped.
Yeah, you shoot a cop.
Yeah, exactly.
What's the
Jesus?
What are our weaknesses? So Bill's weakness is rage.
Yeah.
He's quick-tempered.
Sure.
Why is Matthew always in hot water?
I think probably gambling addiction.
You also have you add some unnecessary juice to your lies. This is, do you know what I mean? It's like we were just saying, maybe you have a disguise and you got really excited about having a really oversized nose and a crazy name with an accent you don't need.
Yeah, right. I could go in as like, a Don Caraway, the Texas
we don't need all
millionaire.
that. Yeah,
we don't need instead I want to be like the Penguin. I want to be like wear a fat suit and be friendly. Like
he shows up in the whole deal.
Yeah.
Hours and hours and hours of prosthetic makeup. Because it's just,
with an accent you don't need to be doing.
Right. Yeah. And you guys are all saying, we just agreed you would wear a suit.
Yeah. You're just a businessman.
Like the Penguin. Yeah.
Yeah. You're like talking to a bunch of people so they get where you were. And just doing a bunch of shit you don't need to be doing.
Doing a little too much. Yeah.
Yeah. We're all like, they didn't know who you were before.
Right. You can, in front of every security camera, I'm doing a thing like making my pants fall down, and so like I'm spending a bunch of time in front of the security camera pulling my pants up and
tons of bits,
tripping over things in front of camera.
Elaborate backstories. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
and Mike's probably
self-explanatory.
Yeah,
self-explanatory. Too horny.
Yeah, we all know what the problem is over here.
Too horny. We're robbing a vase, a vault, and there's a picture, of oil painting. Mike gets excited about it.
That basic curve is too aggressive. He's gone.
As Tyrese says in the aforementioned Too Fast, Too Furious.
Sure.
You're always getting in trouble over a female.
Yeah, that's you. Yeah. That would be you.
We're trying to rob the bank or rob the casino, and then I'm like trying to flirt with the casino owner's wife. I mean, that's the plot of Ocean's 11.
Yeah, we're making Ocean's 11.
So we're in the trope.
And then Brennan is that he loves his family too much, and Anton is that he finds American culture to be reprehensible, or that he likes movie theater popcorn sweet instead of salty and butter.
Yeah, little things.
Anton's the snacker. He's always got a snack. We need that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Well, that was easy. That wasn't controversial.
That's Ocean's 11, baby.
Good season, guys.
There's not really a driver in Ocean's 11, but there are in other heist films.
Yeah. Oh, I see. The car is supposed to be waiting outside the front, but you're
he's not in it.
Window pulled down. No, window down. You're driving slowly on the sidewalk next to a woman.
Yeah. They're like, "Where's Mike?"
Yeah, and you're doing the slow crawl, asking her, what she's doing tonight, that kind of thing. Right?
Man, is Gone in 60 Seconds a heist film?
Yeah, they heist cars. It's a huge heist film.
Huh.
I know, is right.
Gotta watch it again.
That's a heist movie.
So listen.
What's up?
I want to start on a good note here, okay?
Oh, good.
Because last season, you guys and there's no other way to put this, okay? You exposed your red baboon asses to everyone picking Red Line over Mad Max, okay?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I'm going to let it go. I'm going to not be mad about it, okay? You guys fucked it, but we have an opportunity to reset
Okay.
with today's film, which I think is a 5 out of 5. Guy Ritchie's Snatch. Now, that's all I want to say. I want to start on a good note, and I want us to all start on that good note, agreeing that this is a 5 out of 5.
Oh.
You want to start on a good note by insulting Bill and I
and our asses.
Okay.
For a decision that we made in good faith last season.
Okay. Number one.
Is that a good note?
What sounds insulting about that you guys showed your red baboon asses to everyone? Explain to me where the insult is.
Well, I mean, we're humans. We don't have red baboon asses.
Yes.
They're
You're implying that we've been hiding some sort of weird physical deformity.
Mm-hmm.
Or that you guys
or that you guys come back to the microphone.
What's he doing? It also associates our verdict with the decision a baboon would make.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you?
Well, no, we made it.
It's a little condescending.
I'm a firm believer that it can't be an insult if it's true.
We came up with a democratic process to agree on the best movie.
Yeah.
That process succeeded, and the three of us together
chose the best movie.
Agreed on the best movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't agree on it.
Yeah, but as a group, we came to a conclusion about
that's how 2 out of 3 works.
But that's not an agreement. That's just democracy, and that's the flawed nature.
We agreed on the process, and the process had its output.
That's all. And I'm saying I believe that the output was incorrect.
Snatch is a 2.5 out of 5 for me.
Okay. We already got problems.
All right. It's fine.
We already got problems. It is so fucking good. What is fine about it?
Leave the past.
Is good.
Hang on. Let's leave the past in the past. New season.
Flawless.
New films.
What is not good about it? What don't you like about it?
Most of the movie's not that good.
Bill, recap Snatch. Before we do this, Bill, can you please recap?
I forgot I have to recap.
Wait, number one. We don't have time for emails, right?
No.
Unfortunately.
Not today.
That's such a shame. I would love to get to all those. I know the inbox is insane right now.
It is.
I've actually been getting a lot of notifications from Outlook. They're like, hey, you got to delete some of these or we're
running out of cloud storage space.
Yeah. It's actually our fault.
Okay.
What's your roughest recap?
There's 2 plots. There's one about a diamond heist. There's another about a fixing underground boxing fights. There's a bunch of characters. They interact with one another. It's like dark comedy. Like it's a lot of gross crap in there.
Gross.
About pigs eating people and yucky teeth.
Oh, that's why you don't like this movie.
It makes me feel yucky. There's a lot of good moments where it's very like European, where they say like they're like when he backs up into the car, they go, it's not a bag of peanuts, is it? Or they go to he tells them to open up the dog and goes, well, it's not a can of beans, isn't it? And there's a bunch of those which are pretty good.
What's up with you?
Brad Pitt. Okay, here's the thing. I like this movie, but it's mid.
What is mid about it, dude?
Most of it's just fine. It's fine. The high points of this movie are great. I'll say this scene at the end when Brad Pitt is underwater looking up at looking up at the ring. That's the heart and soul, I think, of the whole movie. And then everyone's saying stay down, stay down, stay down. And then he comes up and knocks the guy out. Unbelievable. That redeems the movie. Like that makes it good.
It doesn't need to be redeemed. What are you saying?
It does. Because all that other, like, what are we doing? Like chasing the dog around and the guy, there's guys mad about the diamond. And I don't need all that. I'll say Bullet Tooth Tony also has a really fun performance.
Dude, he's so good in it.
He's really good.
Everyone's good in this movie.
Yeah.
Who's not good? Who's not good?
Everyone's good. It's just, I don't know. I think it was great at the time. And I think now you watch it and you're just like, oh yeah, okay.
You think it's dated?
I don't know if dated is right. I don't know.
I
I loved
think-
it at the time. I loved it when it came out.
I
And
think
you
I
didn't
see.
like it as much this time.
I did
Uh-oh.
not. Yeah, you
Are you
liked a
there?
little bit, but I understood what your question was. No, I didn't. I didn't like it as much on this viewing.
I think the kind of frenetic Guy Ritchie, like very hyper stylized editing, puts it in a very specific time frame. You're like, okay, this movie's not a new film, and
guys like-
and
you
whether
guys
or
like
not
the-
it feels dated, I think, is an open question. But it feels like it's of a time, if that makes sense.
You guys like
Yeah.
the Beatles?
The band.
I don't listen to the Beatles.
Do you guys like the
usually, no.
Beatles?
I mean,
This is, dude.
like a normal amount.
I respect the Beatles' position in
I like the
music
White Album.
history. I don't listen to the Beatles normally.
Okay.
No.
It's just that
I mean, they're not Taylor Swift.
I know the trap you're trying to lure me into right now. But I don't seek out the Beatles normally. I think you're a Beatles hater.
I don't like the Beatles. But what
you're
I'm saying is
good stays good, right? Is that what
you
you're saying?
have to respect its place in history for what it did
Sure.
for the moment, right?
Sure.
I don't like them. I think the Beatles sounds like elevator music. I've been on the record as saying this several times, but
Well, for example,
yeah.
Fight Club. I loved Fight Club when it came out.
No,
I don't
you're
really want
making
to
a good
watch it
point.
anymore.
Yeah, no, you make a good point. But you don't think Snatch is just fun?
Yeah, I do think it's fun. I think
I
the
think
fun
it
moments
holds
are
up.
really fun, and I think that the highlights are flawless, and especially that last sequence with him in the boxing match.
I think what you're saying, I was pissed at first, but I do think it's a fair point.
Yeah,
I think it's fair.
Oh.
I think it does date weirdly.
Is it more fun if you're pissed?
Yeah, it is more fun if I'm
I
pissed.
think,
But you're making a good point because it does feel a little dated. But
if you show Snatch
know.
to someone who's like 24,
do they like it?
I think
does
so.
it feel unique? Or I mean, it's not so much whether or not they like it, but like, does it feel unique, or does it feel like, oh yeah, that looks like an old weird movie from the 2000s?
It's hard to say because Wong Kar-wai does that thing where, like you guys where like stutters, like he really likes that.
I hate that so
technique,
much. Yeah,
but it works in all of his movies,
right?
Like, so is it Guy Ritchie or is it that technique, right?
Well, I think Guy Ritchie has shown I think Guy Ritchie's shown
Dangerous
that he can-
territory. You're in dangerous territory.
but I think he's shown he can keep up because there's been some decent films that he's made.
What has he
recently.
made that's been decent, brother?
I think The Gentleman was decent.
You liked that movie.
I thought Revolver was okay, but that was the
Yeah,
next one after this.
But he
right?
makes, I mean, that's his style, right? And his style has grown and changed. And this feels very much like a Guy Ritchie in the 2000s movie.
I think that's fair.
Like Snatch, I don't like it. Actually, I like Lock, Stock more.
Yeah, Lock, Stock is good. Did you see Aladdin?
Aladdin?
He directed that.
No, that I didn't see.
Oh.
The live action Aladdin.
No,
I
I've only
did not
seen
know
the
that.
crime, the Guy Ritchie crime
It's not
movies.
very good. I gotta be
Yeah.
honest with you, it's quite bad.
I
He also
mean,
did
how
Robin
could you-
Hood, not good.
How could you make one of those movies good anyway with Disney? I don't see how you could ever make one.
Oh
and have
yeah,
it work.
there's barely.
Why
any
would they
point
hire
here.
Guy Ritchie? They're not going to let him make a Guy Ritchie movie,
That's a
Yeah,
good question.
That's a good point.
right?
I watched on the plane. I was traveling on the plane. I watched Dungeons and Dragons.
Very
Uh-huh.
good.
It has zero business being as good as it is.
Oh my God. Okay. Yes.
It's not.
It's so much better than it should be.
It's not great, but
it's
it
pure
has
fun.
no business being as fun as it is.
It
You
is
don't
so
expect much.
fun. It is so fun. It doesn't. I really enjoyed it. I was really surprised, but I went into it thinking it was so dumb, and I came
Dude.
out like I was like, "Wow, how do they? Why is that movie so good?"
There's
It's
not
fun.
there's some fat on it. I don't really care a lot about. They do. I mean, it is exactly as a movie is made. Everyone has a thing they have to overcome. But then there's just some good set pieces.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I thought it was pretty good.
Effects are good. The jokes are good. It's they did a really smart thing too, where there are a lot of trailers for that movie but they were from alternate takes, and so a lot of the jokes in the movie are not in the trailers.
That is nice.
That is
there's some jokes that they ran in the trailers that are there, but a lot of them were alts, and so
interesting.
Watching the movie was all different jokes. I was honestly surprised. I know we're not talking about that movie today, but it was. I had the exact same reaction, Matthew. I came out of it and I was like, that movie
6 out of 10. Nice.
I don't understand why it's this good. Yeah.
Well, 6.
Well, man, okay. In the Mood for Love is a 10 out of 10, right?
Yeah.
You got to put it at a 6. 6 out of 10 is fine.
You need a real scale, right? That's fine. Over time, scales have shifted because people don't want to get their feelings hurt or whatever, or you don't want to get in trouble with whoever you're reviewing.
Sorry?
Well, this is what I'm saying. Like this is a known issue in the games industry. Where like
this is like a cancel culture thing you're about to do.
No, it's not. It's not. It's a known issue in the games industry.
I'm worried about your tone.
if you're IGN and you review Starfield out of 5, Bethesda never gives you another review copy.
I understand.
And so there's an issue now where like that scale is slided in games and film to where if something's an 8 out of 10, it means it's like fine, right? But if something's a 7 out of 10, if something's a 7 out of 10, it's not that good. If it's an 8, it's fine. But like if you're talking about a real scale from 1 to 10, without any padding in it, where In the Mood for Love is a 10,
easily,
then Dungeons and Dragons can't be more than a 6.
No, actually now that you say that, I'm thinking 5.
Because like 4. What's a 7 on that scale?
Probably The Matrix.
Yeah, like Tom Popo. Like, what's a 7 on it? If 10 is In the Mood for Love,
the best movie ever made,
then what's like pretty good in comparison?
Compared to
Tom Popo's better than a 7.
Tom Popo is a 7.
Tom Popo's like maybe an 8.
No,
Ponyo's a 7.
They kill that turtle live on the screen.
Okay, yeah. You lose a point for the turtle.
What could possibly? I mean, that's a big scale, and I think then, Dungeons and Dragons is like a 5 or a 6. I think Snatch on that scale is sitting at a pretty comfortable 5 or a 6.
No, it's as good, if not better, than Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. Come on.
Then you got to
stop joking around.
So okay. In the Mood for Love's a 10, and Tom Popo's a 7.
Yeah.
So where does Snatch go?
Tom Popo's maybe a 6. Dude, how much do we like rating things? It might be like our favorite thing.
Yeah.
Like we love putting things in systems.
On a scale.
So now you're talking about putting Snatch at like a 4.
Yeah.
Here's the thing though. The things that make Snatch good are great. And it is like the performances. I think the narrator
it's really funny
mechanic works really, really well. How he's narrating the whole way. And it doesn't conflict. I don't know how they make that work, but it doesn't conflict with him being the character that he is. One of the characters just happens to also be narrating.
Yeah.
But like he narrates like the scene where the little guy is worried that Gorgeous George isn't going to wake up and he's going to get shot. And I'm like, that attitude's the narrator's attitude is totally different from his character's attitude, but it all works. You never doubt it.
Fucking great, dude. The dog's running in slow motion.
Oh, the rabbit thing?
Dude, that scene is fucking good, man.
I love rooting for the rabbit to get away.
Dude, that's such a good scene. It's funny because you can see Guy Ritchie's pretty young when he makes that, and you can see all of his like young punk energy in it. But then the crazy thing is he becomes incredibly wealthy and marries Madonna. And then
that's true.
You can see all of that energy totally just dissolves because now he's rich. Like it's the weirdest thing. You see it happen with filmmakers constantly is like, he can never get that thing back because of success. It's like the weirdest, whenever you become like a punk filmmaker, unless you stay purposely really independent and making B movies or making art house cinema.
Yeah. Unless you're like David Lynch.
Yeah. But he purposely doesn't.
He's a maniac.
He tried, right? That he made Dune. He hated it so much that he went back to being a maniac. Right. Like, but you can see guys who all of a sudden are famous and rich. They can't get that energy back ever.
It has to like be your whole thing, right? Like I think of Tarantino, right? Where like all he wants to do is like make a very specific kind of movie, right?
He was also just never punk. He just always wanted to be in love with movies, right? Like he was always just
likes
like
movies.
And that doesn't go away no matter how rich you are, right? I think if your style is counterculture, you can't ever be counterculture and be successful as a filmmaker. I can't think of a good one in the West, at least, you know?
Yeah.
Tarantino's also got that interesting thing where he says he's only going to make 10 movies. So he's got like one left.
Did he say that? I didn't know
This
he
is
said
so
that.
stupid.
He's
Yeah, I don't know.
like
fucking
from the
dumb.
start, he said he's gonna make like X number of
So
films and
dumb.
stop.
Huh.
But we've heard it from old Miyazaki too. So
Oh, that
the
poor
boy.
man.
Dude, I feel
I shouldn't feel bad for that guy, but I do.
he can't stop. He can't
He can't
stop.
stop.
He said he's going to retire 100 times. I honestly think his son making that bad 3D movie like made him lose his mind.
yeah, he saw it and he was like, I can't. I have no legacy.
I think he can't not do it as well. I mean, you guys saw him in that documentary.
He probably
turned to
finished
dust.
the movie.
Die.
He saw the screening, went home, had a smoke,
Dead.
woke up in the morning, and
Oh.
he woke up in the morning and he thought, actually, I got pretty good. I got
You know what would be good? Yeah, I don't think he can face the void.
But I think his trauma is so great from his life that this is the only way he knows how to process it.
I think it's just what he does. Yeah.
I literally told you guys, I read an interview and he said the inspiration for The Boy and the Heron was that when him and his family were driving away from bombing in World War II, there was a woman with her baby and she cried and said, please take me with you. And their dad said, no, there's no room. And they drove away. And that has haunted him. He was a little boy when that happened. Dude,
yeah.
The
he can't sit at home all day.
Yeah. The inspiration behind turning the young woman old in Howl's Moving Castle was that his mom had scoliosis and he used to ask her for piggyback rides and she would cry because she couldn't do it.
Yeah, you can't leave him with his
Imagine
thoughts.
that guy.
Yeah,
he needs to stay busy.
What's he gonna do?
Cruise.
He needs to stay busy.
What's he gonna do?
Yeah, a nice long
what's that
bath.
guy? He wakes up on the Monday of his retirement with nothing to do. What is he gonna do?
Right. And he says, I once saw a bunch of cats eating a dead bird. I guess I'll make another movie.
He needs to get really into video games like John Carpenter.
Yeah, he could do the
that's
Carpenter
pretty cool.
thing.
Just start playing Fallout.
So, Bill, what are your lowlights from
Snatch? 1 second. I got to make sure my dogs didn't escape. I don't know where they are.
Sure.
That's too quiet.
I saw one get led into the building behind you.
I'm just going to double check. It's too quiet.
Please do.
Yeah,
Please
yeah.
do.
Bill will highlights, lowlights while you're gone.
Well, I don't have like lowlights. I don't like all the villain guy talking and the up closes of his face. I find upsetting. I know they're supposed to be, and he's always like, "I'm going to let the pigs chew through your bones," and I'm like, I don't.
He's gross.
There's all this weird like, I don't know. There's a lot of weird masculinity nonsense in there, and there's a lot of talking about like chopping people's balls, which is funny, but my god,
you don't like the bollocks talk.
They're always talking about shooting each other's bollocks off. I know you love that.
It's so funny. It's the funniest thing in the world.
I don't know.
There's no better scene than when a guy like puts the gun in another guy's crotch as a threat.
They do it all the time. Yeah. I think I used to just have more of an appetite for dark humor.
Okay. Yeah.
Than I do now.
You're more of a boy in the heron.
I am really excited to watch that.
Yeah, me too. Mike, you haven't said anything about Snatch. I want to know what you think about it.
I like Snatch. I liked it when I was younger. I saw it in the theater. I had it on DVD. And I used to think when I was younger, I thought nobody could ever, this is like one of the funniest, coolest movies anybody's ever made.
Yeah.
It's so funny. You can't understand Brad Pitt.
Right. Yeah. I used to quote it all the time. You like Dags or from yeah.
And
it's weird. It fell off, huh?
People did. It was very quotable. Crazy. It was a big thing. I think when it happened, I think looking on it now, I think it's a really solid movie. The structure of it's really good. Like Bill said, where there's like two things that are merging and they're handled really well. A lot of the jokes still hold up. It's still funny. There's like Bill said, there is a bit of like almost a homophobic masculinity thing to it a little bit, but
is that a low light for Bill?
Yeah. And it's not like super over the line, but it's
product of the time, perhaps.
Product of the time type
for the
thing.
time. Yeah. Very bro-y, right?
Yeah.
I don't think there's literally no women in the movie, right?
I think Well,
there's not any
not in the
women
foreground.
with agency. Yeah, there's people who there's girls who work at the jewelry store, the daughters.
Oh, Avi's daughters, yeah.
Avi's daughters, yeah, they have lines. I think those are the only women with lines.
Damn, that actually is fucking crazy to make
That
a
is
movie.
crazy. It is crazy.
That is also really funny to make a movie and no one checks you and go, hey, any women in this movie? Don't worry about it. It's about the lads.
The Bechdel test, as it were.
Yeah, it's not a Bechdel test.
It's about being a lad, you know?
Yeah. Well, isn't every movie
doing crimes?
But yeah. I think as far as heist crime, if you were looking for, because everybody's so good in it and the script is good, and even though it's hyper stylized, I don't think it's so stylized that it would put people off. It's a little much in some scenes, but I don't think it's like Crank or something.
Watchable.
You're like,
watchable.
Yeah, it's watchable.
It's watchable. Yeah.
And I think if you were gonna, I know this because I watched Snatch before we did it for this episode. I watched it recently, like 3 or 4 months ago, because my sister likes movies about like crime. And I'm like, hey, have you ever watched this movie? It's about and I think it's a good.
Did she like it?
Yeah, she liked it. She thought it was fine. She was like, yeah, it's, feels old.
So weird to call Snatch fine.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
But I think if you're gonna watch a movie that's like a dark comedy, violent crime, I think it's hard to beat in that genre, right? It's pretty good.
It's crazy you guys are saying pretty good. Where do we go from here? That was like the best we got.
That's not the best we got. No, we have Oceans.
Season's cooked.
Snatch is a specific type of heist movie that's like violent and dark. And there's all kind. The cool thing about the heist film is that there's tons of tones for heist movies, right? We can go all the way to Dog Day Afternoon.
Oh my God.
We can reverse all the way back to like The Italian Job or Oceans. There's tons of tones available.
I think we need to save Oceans. That feels.
We're down.
Yeah, I think Oceans 11 is like, we're not down now. That was fine.
I don't think Snatch is bad. I don't think anybody's saying Snatch is
I don't think it's
good.
Bad.
I'm reeling right now because Snatch was like hot for me. Like I thought Snatch is great.
Even watching it now, you came out of it like that's a 5 out of 5.
No, I think the problem is that you guys.
Okay.
You guys. No. I'm saying you guys revealed something that I did not want to reveal within myself. Does that make sense? Like
I thought you were going to talk about our baboon asses again.
Sure.
No. I was feeling this way maybe in secret and came out of the gate a little hot trying to, it's like I can't think of a better example. I can't think of a better example than like when someone is God, no, I don't want to use that example.
I wonder what that was.
There's definitely something to Snatch that feels like when you show it, like when I show it to my sister and she's like, yeah, it seems kind of old, and you're like,
that's crazy.
You're like, no, this is really cool, actually.
Yeah, it was
what is your sister like? What is your
this is cool,
movie?
Actually.
Harry Styles documentary? Like, what is she like?
Oh my God.
What is her favorite movie?
Yeah. Stormy's favorite movie is probably the extended Lord of the Rings films.
Oh,
those feel ancient, dude. Those feel so old.
But I'm saying
they're so boring.
I'm not specifically saying that we need to take.
It's crazy.
We don't need to dissect Stormy's take. What I'm saying is,
I just think it's
when you thought it was cool and someone says it's old, there's an earthquake inside yourself.
Yes.
What I thought was cool is not cool anymore.
It's like when I can't use an example straight up, but the people who are often the most hateful towards other groups of people are often secretly that kind of person. Does that, you guys track where I'm going?
Yeah,
here?
you talk about protesting too much.
Sure.
Yes.
You can look at you can look across the country at anti-trans legislation.
Yeah.
You can cross-reference it with Pornhub searches, and you can see that, like, there's a dissonance, right?
No comment.
There's a dissonance there.
I don't know. You guys ever seen?
You don't know what I'm talking about? Pornhub publishes their data like that.
You guys
You're talking about how great Snatch is, and that made you uncomfortable. How did you sit through Snatch?
Nothing made me. I'm not uncomfortable. I just don't. I said I specifically didn't want to use the reference.
You physically withdrawn.
I specifically.
He was speaking in the abstract.
Yeah, I was speaking in the abstract, and I think what I'm saying about that is that I lashed out at first about not liking you guys not liking Snatch because
to protect yourself.
Didn't like Snatch that much. Does that make sense?
Sure.
I was lashing out because I was angry at what I saw in the mirror, not at you guys. I still think you showed your red baboon asses, RE Red Line, Mad
I was going to ask.
Road. However, I think in terms of saying Snatch is a 5 out of 5, I was way off.
Do you want to revise?
With the ranking? We did already. It's a 4 out of 10.
Do you think? Where would you put Lock,
That feels
Stock,
a little harsh. Again, the good things about this movie are still
No,
great.
don't try to do this.
No, it's not that
You already
bad,
said
man.
what
Don't
you
be
said.
horrible.
No,
It's not
you
that
said
bad.
what you said. You came in guns blazing. We've
Oh my God.
We've seen your Pornhub history. It's full of Snatch. Wait, no.
You know, we could watch a female-centric heist movie like Ocean's 8.
Yeah, how about we watch Ocean's 8?
Sugar and Spice, the bling ring.
The bling ring. Yeah, how about we watch Ocean's 8? Rihanna's in it, right? Right?
I hope you're right.
God.
I'll say that.
Who's in Ocean's 8? Sandra? Wait.
I hope you're right. Yes.
Sandra
you're
Bullock.
right. Rihanna's
Sandra
in it.
Bullock, Awkwafina.
It's close.
Oh,
Rihanna.
I knew it because I knew she played the iconic character Nine Ball.
Nine Ball. Yeah, Nine Ball.
I knew her from iconic character Nine Ball in Ocean's 8.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
I'm sweating. I'm
Anne
absolutely.
Hathaway.
Well, you are sitting
drenched.
outside.
I'm in the shade right now. I'm sweating for other reasons.
You've just barely dodged the
Kaling's in that.
canceling. So,
Dude.
yeah,
my
you ducked it like
God,
Neo.
That was so close. I didn't know Aquafina was in it. I like that Aquafina quite a bit. You ever seen the Promise? Is that what that movie's called? The
Is that the one where the time traveler
The
falls
Farewell.
in
I
love?
really love The Farewell.
God,
although
that's
I
such a
believe the
good
tide
movie.
has turned on Aquafina in recent years.
About to what?
It's a
Oh,
you know,
you're recanceled.
yeah, you're
I'm
recanceled.
I didn't say anything. I said I liked Aqua. Am I not allowed to like Aquafina?
He's running away from the mic.
She's faced significant criticism for appropriating the voice of an ethnicity that isn't hers in her earlier career.
Get us out of here.
I muted my mic. Sorry. I didn't get any.
You didn't
My
catch a word of
internet.
that?
My internet cut out. I didn't get any
Yeah.
of that.
I
But
love
either
The
way,
Farewell.
I'd love to move on to a different topic.
I really like The Farewell. I thought it was the best movie of that
guys.
year.
I don't think it's Oceans though. That's the thing.
I don't think it's Oceans either. Oceans is just the safe palate
That's the
cleanser that gets
template,
us
though.
But what is
balances
it?
the boat.
The best one?
This is honestly hard.
That's
because
what we're here to do.
Yeah,
But
it's
no,
gonna
what I'm
take
saying
us
is-
a whole season.
Yeah, we need
Last-
to watch some movies, man.
Last season we knew it was Mad Max, and
It
the season
wasn't,
before
though.
that we knew it was Eat, Drink, Man, Woman.
You're
I
half
don't
right.
know what it is this season. I don't have anything in my head.
Well, it
Well,
wasn't
that's what
Mad
we're
Max.
doing.
First of all, it wasn't Mad Max, and we discovered that through the season.
Yeah, we learned that.
It was Mad Max. We fucked up at the end of the season.
No, we did.
We messed up.
So
we made a
succeeded.
mistake.
Where do we go
Red line.
next? But I think we
honestly,
knew. We
I
knew
don't know.
Snatch was going to be a safe, fun movie to start with. Everybody likes it for
It
the
was-
most part.
It's also
It's
a heist.
decent.
We were going to talk about
It's a
genre.
heist film.
We picked it because it's like fringe heist movie.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I think
it is
it's a
fringe
heist.
heist.
It does like cool intros
Yeah.
where everyone has nicknames. It's like very heist movie.
So
He
where do
cut
we
a
go
bullet
next?
with his teeth. I wish I could do a better English accent.
Yours is pretty good.
Work on
No,
it.
it's not.
Yeah, you just practice. You just practice.
What do you
Just
say?
do it all the time at home.
I only know how to say hello, governor.
Oh
It's not
yeah,
bad.
that gets you into it.
How
Yeah,
how
work
are
on
you
his-
today?
It's
No,
not a
Yeah.
can of beans.
it's not a kind of bean. Kind of.
I think
Oh,
it's
yeah,
I
we-
think it's
keep
easier
working
for
on
an accent. I think it's easier to start by quoting things and then you work your way up. So you'd have to start with quotes from
Yeah.
a film like Snatch.
Okay, are we doing fun next week? Are we doing serious next week? Are we doing?
What are you feeling?
Ocean's 8?
I would watch Ocean's 8.
I don't
that might
want to
balance
watch.
this out.
I don't want to watch Ocean's 8. We did
I
watch
could-
it. No, I do. I love
Whoa.
No.
Is there any particular reason?
What don't you want to watch about it?
Listen,
it's the worst of the Ocean's movies. I think.
I'll say this:
I never saw it.
I've seen Ocean's 8.
It's not very good.
It's not a contender.
Well,
it's not a contender.
I think Ocean's 12 is which one? Oh, where the guy dies. Ocean's 12 isn't very good either.
11's the one, isn't it?
11's, yeah.
Oh no, 12 is good. 13 is the bad one, I think. 12 is Gray Fox, good.
We'll save Oceans.
Oh, I remember that one. Yeah,
that
where he's
really
in the
good.
lasers.
Yeah, that one's
with
great.
That song.
Yeah. I don't know what we're gonna watch. I don't know. I have nothing. I'm lost.
Let me pull up a list of the best heist
I'm
movies
lost
of
at
all
sea.
time.
Should we watch
Dogs?
Should we watch
I guess
an
that is a
old one?
heist movie. We could.
Oh God, Reservoir
Old one could be
Dogs.
cool.
There's one
Not
that keeps
not
coming.
Reservoir Dogs. Not
Oh
Reservoir
no,
Dogs.
what a bummer, dude.
We'll probably hit Reservoir Dogs. We should do it later.
What is Rafifi?
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. Rafifi keeps popping up.
Keeps
Rafifi?
popping up as it's from 1955, and it's like revered as one of the best heist movies ever.
I've never heard of Rafifi in my life. Let's see. It's a French noir. Rafifi gets its name from the French military term "rif," which means combat zone. And while there isn't a lot of action going, yeah, it's like a French movie. Should we watch Rafifi? It seems cool.
Rafifi.
Do we want to watch that next?
It's from the 50s?
Yeah,
1955.
That's kind of sick.
We
Seems
could watch
pretty
that
cool.
next, or we could go with something.
Dude,
like,
and everyone
more
has
recent.
such French faces in it too.
Is that it?
It's just nice to look at, you know.
I see.
Taking of the Pelham 1, 2, 3. We probably need to watch that. I've never seen the original one.
It's good. We do Inside Man. Inside Man's good.
Oh, I
Bank
love
Job's
Inside
good.
Man. I
Town's
like Inside
good.
Man. I think it's worth, for listeners, it might be worth waiting on Inside Man, because Inside Man is full of references to other movies.
Okay.
And so maybe we do a few heist movies and come back around.
Let's do Rafifi then. Why not? 1955. Go with a French
Rafifi.
French
Noir.
noir film ahead of its time.
If you are listening, the movie is Rififi.
Apparently, there's a 28-minute burglary scene that's silent the whole time.
That's the coolest
That's
thing
sick.
in the
It
world.
sounds really fucking cool.
What if we hit it second week?
Wow, if it's Rafifi, I would be honestly relieved.
If it's the high point,
If
and
you
we're
watch
all like,
this
"Oh
and
my
we
God."
meet next week and you say that's the best heist movie ever.
I would be relieved because I've seen every single one of movies on this list, and like none of them are great. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. Yeah.
Like, I'm worried that
Well,
we're just going to be
Heat,
like,
I mean,
Heat snatched to me.
what?
Yeah, it hasn't aged well in my opinion. It has the exact same problem with the, what did you call it? The Beckham test?
Bechdel test.
The Bechdel test. It has the exact same issue.
Most movies have problems with the Bechdel test.
Michael Mann in particular. There's absolutely zero,
The Town. Fast Five is a heist
same problem
movie.
with the Town. Fast Five is
Isn't that
interesting.
when Nick Cage is in the woods and there's like a scarecrow trying to kill him?
Sorry? Wait.
No.
Pause for a second. Explain this movie to me right now.
Nicolas Cage goes to a weird town in the
And you
woods.
think that is the town?
Yeah.
Okay,
No.
Nicolas Cage goes to a weird town. Explain the movie
and
to
the
me.
people are weird. There's
The
something
people are
up.
weird.
There's
I know
something
what,
up with the
I know
people
what
there.
movie you're thinking about, but I
yeah.
want to
We
I want to
find
hear your thoughts on
There's
it.
like a picnic basket with somebody's brain in it,
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
and then the scarecrow kills him, and then he runs away from a bus or something. He's like on the road trying to
I
get
thought
out of there.
Dude, you are describing like 8 different movies
Yeah,
combined.
that's
You're
the
thinking
town.
of
You
of
started with The Wicker Man.
thinking of the Wicker Man.
The Wicker
yeah.
Man
with
yes.
the bees one.
I think you then went to Mandy.
Well, I also might be thinking of the coffee can in Blair Witch when they got his meat is in there.
Oh my god, that scene is so gnarly.
I haven't seen Blair Witch in a really long time.
There's one where they find their friend's
talking about.
is a piece of him is in a coffee can.
Honestly, is so scary.
It's upsetting.
Blair Witch
yeah.
is one of those movies that's really hard to explain to people who weren't around when it happened because you got to be like,
Dude,
listen,
imagine showing it to Stormy.
you got to because like Stormy would watch it and she'd be like, okay, and you got to be like, hey, you don't understand. People thought this was real.
People thought this was fucking real.
When it came out, people thought this was a real thing.
The
that
campaign was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
What's
Half
also
of the movie
crazy
was the gimmick of presenting the movie.
Also, the end is so cool.
That's crazy.
end the guy just literally muttering in a corner to himself. What a cool ending.
I think they originally like showed the witch and they cut it or changed it or ran out of time or something like that. There's a lot of good movies on here. We should, speaking of the Bechdel test, we should maybe look around because it's going to be hard to find in the heist genre. Most of these are dude-focused.
Ocean's 8.
Dude,
Sugar and Spice. The Bling Ring.
I don't know what Sugar and Spice is. Never heard of that.
What is Sugar and Spice?
I've never heard of that
one.
It's
a heist movie.
Bling Ring is, oh boy.
Is Ronin a heist movie?
I haven't seen Ronin in a long time. I don't really know. What about American Animals? Is that?
I haven't seen that.
Okay.
Bottle Rocket.
Oh yeah, Sugar and Spice is the cheerleading heist movie.
Oh, I've seen that.
That sounds pretty bad.
I think I've seen that.
How is it?
I don't remember. I just feel like I've seen it.
What about you know which one? The Harmony Korine one. Selena Gomez is in it. James Franco plays
Spring
Alien.
Breakers?
Spring Breakers, yeah.
Is that a heist movie?
I think they do some heisting in it.
There is some heisting.
But I don't think
that movie is weird.
Yeah, it's a piece.
Well, for now we know what we're going to watch next week. It's Rafifi.
Rafifi.
Tell me more about, we've got, a little more time.
Okay.
I'd like to know, Bill, have you seen Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels?
Yeah, it's like the same, right?
Yeah.
I actually get it mixed up with this movie.
They're basically not dissimilar.
The prototype for this one, right?
Yeah, I saw that one.
Do you remember it well enough to rank it with Snatch? Or do you not remember it enough?
I think it's the same, but I think it's a little less memorable because of the Brad Pitt performance, character and sequence, which I think is really special. I think again that scene where he's underwater looking back up at the fight is great. It's one of my favorite sequences in a movie. It's really good.
Brad Pitt's a really cool actor because he was maybe a height of his career at that point. He was firing on all. He was like what people widely perceive to be his hottest form too. He was so good looking, so charismatic. And then he just did this movie from Guy Ritchie where he has a goofy accent and doesn't play Brad Pitt at all.
He's like a side character.
I've heard it
so
said,
wild. Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard it said about him that he's a character actor who is unfortunately born looking like he looks. And so he can't really do the movies he wants to do because he looks like Brad Pitt.
He's so good. I was thinking this while we were watching this. He's really good at crying. And he does the perfect when they cut back to after we realize he's set up to kill everybody.
He's a good actor.
He's such a good actor. They cut back to him and he's fury crying, and it's 100% believable. You feel it
when they're trying to not let him near the camper that's on fire.
Yeah, and he's fighting to get through.
Dude, come on. Okay,
God.
no.
Oh my God,
it's pretty good.
We can't give it a 4 out of 10.
All right, bump it up. It's a 6.
It's a 6. It's a 10 out of 10. It's a 10 out of 10.
No.
Brad Pitt carries it up.
He carries. That's what I'm saying. That's why I think it has an edge on Lock, Stock.
There are so many iconic moments in this movie. Okay, underwater. Two versions of Fury crying plus your mom's dead in the camper, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A slow motion scene where Jason Statham is saying he's praying. He's praying, and if he isn't, he damn well should be, right?
He should be.
Right.
Yeah.
So fucking good. Okay. The heist in the beginning with Benicio del Toro. The Hasidic Jewish guys doing the robbery.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
All the stuff in the cars
security
is funny.
cameras.
All the car stuff is funny.
All the car stuff is good.
Yeah, where they're trying to park.
The replica guns thing is pretty funny.
Replica guns. Yeah.
The monologues
Bullet
are
Tony's
good.
Incredible.
Bullet to Tony is a good.
What are we doing?
I know.
The dog's good. It's a great fun movie. Nobody's saying it's not a great fun movie.
I think we're ranking it too low.
It's not a 10. I think you're right. It's probably not.
We'll see how it stacks
up. It's not
up.
a 10 either. We will see how it stacks up. Yeah, it's got the tournament to look forward to.
Dude, so good when
Wait,
when they have
sorry.
the funeral and he's like going crazy at the funeral and he's like passing out. It's so fucking good.
Yeah, and then when they wake him up, that's a good scene too. He steals the show.
He does
he's
lend
so good.
like a presence to this movie that I think would be sorely missed
without it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
if he wasn't.
If you
here.
had someone else in that role,
I watched Bullet Train the other night, and it
How
was
is
the same
that?
thing. It was. I have some thoughts. It was fun.
Should I watch it?
If you want to like just spend 2 hours watching like a dumb fun movie, yeah.
Okay, maybe.
I thought it was a little bit. I'll tell you later. But I was watching it.
Huh?
Sorry.
I don't want to get into it in the podcast.
Oh my god!
Oh my god, dude! You literally had a thing about. You said something earlier that was.
I'll say
quite an incendiary
here's what
statement.
This is what I'll say. This will be the summary of the weirdness in Bullet Train.
Steady, as they say in the UK.
I think it's a little bit weird that they made a movie called Bullet Train that's set in Japan that takes place on the Japanese bullet train that has like one Japanese actor in it who is a samurai.
I don't think that's a crazy criticism. I think that is a fair criticism.
Well, yeah, I just think it's a little bizarre. But Aaron Taylor Johnson's really great in it. It's got fun ups and downs. But the point I was making is like Brad Pitt in it is just so you just like him the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, his delivery is good. He makes funny jokes, and you're just kind of with him. He's good at that stuff. It's yeah. Has he ever won an Oscar?
No.
He's been nominated, right?
No. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, he won. Right?
Did he win?
I think for Best Supporting, he won.
I liked him in Once Upon a Time for
Remember when he was a huge dork and Burn After Reading?
It seems like as he's getting older, he's getting those opportunities to be weird.
No.
That was a bad movie, I think.
It might have been a bad movie, but he was great.
He was like a trainer, right?
Yeah, but he's like a dork.
Francis McDormand was really good in it.
He's a good actor, man. I know this is not a surprising take, but Brad Pitt
is skilled
really
at acting.
Fucking solid actor.
Yeah, he won for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He's been nominated for a few Oscars.
Mike, we know we're gonna watch Rafifi. We know that we're all being canceled.
Yeah, we're done. This is the last episode.
And we know that Snatch was a 6 out of 10?
Maybe a 7 when you think
about it. Brad Pitt Fury crying?
That's a +2
could be,
out of 10.
Could be an 8, you know?
Brad Pitt being held back from his mom's burning camper?
Yeah, it's a +2.
And the fire on his face?
Honestly, I give it one of those points just for that, the rabbit juking the dogs. When it changes direction.
Is so good.
I could watch that all day.
The music's pumping. That's a great scene.
When it hits the brakes, that's what I really enjoy.
I also like the guy who says "fuck" really good, Dennis Farina.
Who's that?
He's the American guy who's always.
Dude, he's the narrator. Yeah, he's Abby. So good in it.
Shut up and sit down, you big bald fuck. He's got good lines,
dude. And he says, "How are we doing on those sausages?" And he says, 5 minutes Turkish, and he says, "You said 5." You said 5 minutes 5 minutes ago. It's good, dude. These sausages are taking too long.
Dennis Farina, the guy who I remembered him. I just remembered this from before. The guy who plays the American guy. He's such an interesting dude because he was a cop. He was a Chicago cop.
Got rocks
for 18 years.
That's funny. Holy He's got a good face.
And then he became an actor. He was a detective and cop,
sick.
And then he like transitioned into being an actor.
Career change, good for him.
While still working as a detective, he made his stage debut in Steppenwolf's Theater Company, directed by John Malkovich in 1982.
Holy shit, that's crazy.
Interesting fella. What were you going to say?
I was going to ask a couple questions.
Please
Not
do.
a couple questions, but regarding movies, because we have a little bit of time, and I guess the email is so full that you can't open it, right?
It's weird. I tried to open it and it like kept crashing. I'm gonna have to email. I gotta talk to Microsoft, I guess.
Okay. That sucks. But either way, what did you think of Into the Spider-Verse? Because I watched it on the plane.
I thought it was the new one.
Yeah,
I thought it was fine. I thought it was.
Oh, I think I saw that.
I thought here's what I thought about it. This is the new one, Across the Spider-Verse.
I think you would remember.
Yeah, there's a bird guy flying around. He looked like Da Vinci drawings.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, you did see it.
Yeah,
You
I
did
saw
see
it.
I thought it was visually delightful, but also there's so much going on visually that I found it hard to follow.
Dude, it's exhausting.
It's exhausting.
I was exhausted by how beautiful the animation was.
And also I kind of felt like the plot was like completely nonsensical. It didn't make a lick of sense. And it also felt like I was watching a trailer for like, because it's part 1.
Dude,
I'm like, why? It felt like a 2-hour
you're
trailer.
Absolutely fucking nailing it. It felt like
it was good. It was good, but it felt like a 2-hour trailer.
Dude, it also felt like we have this really cute idea about comic book canon and multiverse canon. We'll make a whole movie over it. Like they're trying to be so fucking cute.
Yeah.
The whole movie. And I'm just like, you did that at the expense of making this make any fucking sense. It made zero fucking sense.
I can't remember. I saw it when it came out, so I can't remember like my specific notes, but I remember the big thing coming out of it that I was frustrated by was that it didn't make the story didn't make any sense to me.
Dude, yeah.
I was gonna say the animation was really cool. I'm ready to be done with the animation style collage thing.
Yeah,
I'm like, you did it. That's as good. That's as nice as it's ever looked.
Well done.
We did it. Let's find the next thing. And then similarly, I'm pretty done with multiple universes.
Yeah,
right.
Oh, I've had it. Yeah,
we've gotten a lot of that.
I think I find it annoying that you made this. What would be a kids movie in the kids section of Netflix? 2 parts. Fucking chill out.
Yeah,
your story.
I forgot there's 2 parts.
Your story isn't so groundbreaking that it needs to be 2 parts, dude. Come on, like make it a 1-part movie. You don't need to make it fucking 2 parts. I was so annoyed by that. I was like, no way this is going to end with to be continued.
Yeah, that was a bummer.
It's so stupid, man.
It's definitely
too cute. It's too cute. You know, movie's not cute. Snatch, man. It is what it is. 10 out of 10.
I audibly gasped in the theater at 2 points in the movie. One was at Spider-Verse. One was when he drops his phone, and the other was when he drops the cake. Both times I made a noise.
When he drops the cake?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a bummer.
I felt like a dad in those moments, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, that hooks me harder than any of the action sequences where it's like the cake slips out of their hands and I make a little noise.
The other question, Mike, I had was how was Dead Reckoning?
Dead Reckoning. Dude, it's not good.
No.
Dude, it's not good. I think so. I saw I saw it, right? This actually, you want to talk about, do you remember everything I just told you about Across the Spider-Verse?
Yeah.
Same fucking problem.
Too long.
It's too
exhausting.
Long.
Doesn't make sense.
The plot makes no sense. And it's a part 1.
Yeah.
So you're like, well, I just sat through all this shit. And dude, that one I saw more recently. I remember so much of the stuff. I think to not go long on it, I think what they need to start doing for those movies is hiding the big stunt, because they advertise that movie off of that motorcycle jump so much that you're just kind of sitting around like, when is the motorcycle jump? And then it happens, you're like, yeah, I saw that in the trailer.
Seen this already, yeah.
Like the trailer. They need to chill.
Dude,
also,
the best Tom Cruise stuff is when he was talking about Top Gun, and then he's like goodbye, and he zips away on it. He's holding on,
flies off on a plane.
That's crazy.
I do remember that.
The Mission Impossible one is nuts. The plot really makes no sense, and the things that they do to set the stunts up, like the reason Tom Cruise has to jump a motorcycle into a cliff is so that he can get onto a train, because he missed the connecting point where he could get the motorcycle to the train. And you're like, 2 seconds of logic, you're thinking, a motorcycle's faster than a steam train, though, right? Like he's right up to the side of it. And so there's tons of stuff like that. But more than anything, the plot just doesn't make any sense. It feels like it's like
it's too bad.
lurching from thing to thing. And even what's crazier is even then, the action sequences are not that interesting compared to how those movies normally are.
That's a shame. That's too bad.
I mean, it's fun. It's like 3 hours long, though.
Oh,
it's crazy long, and it's a part one.
I love the pain of that.
This year,
too long.
Well, it's not just that, dude.
Movies are too long.
This year,
he's going to see Oppenheimer again.
I can't.
But check this out. So, Dead Reckoning.
You know how good video games are now?
They're so good. They're insane.
Dead Reckoning, 2 hours and 45 minutes, part one.
Crazy.
Across the Spider-Verse is like what, 220, part one.
Exhausting.
Furious X, Fast X, or whatever is like 240.
Yeah, but you want that. Yeah, but you want more of that, right?
No, I don't. We don't need
a Fast and Furious movie.
6 hours.
A Fast and Furious movie that's more than 90 minutes is insane.
It's crazy that there's so many movies, and it seems like they've all stacked up this year that are like well over. Oppenheimer's a 3-hour Christopher Nolan movie.
No,
fine,
dude.
But like,
no, thanks.
Why are there these 3-hour part one?
Oh yeah,
It's like, oh, you want to go watch 3 more hours of Spider-Verse next year?
I think you just want the Avengers to happen. I think if you're making movies and you're an exec, you're like, how can we make the Avengers happen?
But when you look at Endgame is like about 3 hours, but you needed it. You're like, okay, we've got to resurrect the population, do a time travel thing. We've got 40 characters.
And even then, it was too much.
And we need a 1-hour battle.
Even then, that was too much.
I didn't need it.
And even then, it was too much. But like, nobody needs 3 hours of Mission Impossible.
Really, Blair 3 hours of anything.
Blair Witch was like 60
It's too long
minutes.
to do something, right?
Yeah, Blair Witch is like an hour 10.
So other than sleep.
Dude, you're going to see Oppenheimer again. 6 hours total devoted to Oppenheimer.
I was supposed to see it with Yuki, and she had to cancel, so I owe her the
6 hours of your life.
How long is Snatch?
It's not bad. It's like 1:40.
1:02. Yeah,
beautiful.
1:40. That's clean.
Dude, Rafifi is 1955. It's either going
Snatch
to be
a 10.
Yeah,
No.
Smash might be honestly a 10. Honestly, think about
It's
it.
fine.
Think about him rage crying when he kills everyone.
The rage cry is a 10.
Think about the dogs chasing the rabbit.
The dog chasing the rabbit's a 10. That doesn't mean the movie's a 10.
Thinking about when the camera zooms in and looks at replica on the gun, it goes go 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 go.
That's it. Yeah, drink. It's the imprint on the steel. That's a 10.
It's
not
good.
The movie. Those sequences are 10s.
Rafifi is an hour 50.
It's a 6 that's got 10 sequences in it.
That makes it a 10 then, brother.
No.
But so Rafifi being an hour 50, because it was made in the 50s, that means it's going to feel like it's 6 hours long, right?
Yes, unfortunately.
Wait, how long is Rafifi?
It's an hour 50.
There's going to be a 15 minute scene where a guy smokes a cigarette, unfortunately.
Okay, the movie, I wonder how much it cost to make this movie. It was made for $200,000 in 1955, which in today's dollars is $2 million. That's not too bad.
Yeah, inexpensive.
Okay. Well, that's that then. We'll watch Rafifi.
That's that.
We'll see
how it does in the tournament.
We'll see how Snatch stands up.
I'm worried.
Maybe it'll do well. I don't know.
Worried about the season.
Please don't cancel us.
That's all we can say. That's all we can say.
Don't even let me in with you.
How do we feel about the heist music? What do you think?
It's really
good.
I like it. No, it's good. It's good.
Okay.
You nailed it first shot. Well done.
We'll do nicknames next time for everybody.
Oh,
yeah, right in, you'll get a nickname.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
Say bye.
So good. Bye.
Bye.